so September. This is actually from 2013, the information that we received when we were looking at climbing. This is our actual climb. Oh, sorry. This is our actual climb, which is 4 days up, and on the 5th actual night, about 11:30 at night, is when we climb and summit around sunrise, and then coming down is the rest of day 5 and then day 6. Started out with a lot of training, a lot of trail walking, and this is TWU Tower, which is the only elevation up where we are. This is what the North Carolinians called the Texans. This is, Alan is from Denton Sunrise, and Cindy is a friend of mine who just wanted to climb. We had a few people from North Carolina that were also not Rotarians, but they helped raise money. This is Springlands Hotel. And they're also, the owners of Springlands Hotel, they're also the owners of Zero Tours, which is what took us up on the climb, did our safari, all of that. That left picture is what all the rooms look like. There are 3 twin beds, basically. And a pool, and that top right picture is where we ate. There's me at the pool with probably a Kiliminjaro beer. More pictures of Springlands. It was a really nice kind of oasis in the middle of, okay, so that's the mountain from our hotel. I don't know if you can see it. I was sitting outside of, this is right outside of my room. I was sitting outside of my room just reading a book, and it had been cloudy up until this point. And all of a sudden, I didn't even realize that the clouds had parted, and I looked up, and I think a couple of cuss words may have came out. And I was like, wow, look at that. And so everyone ran to go take pictures because none of us had seen the mountain yet. So here I am with the mountain in the background. This is just outside of the hotel. This is our breakfast on day 2, I guess. These are some of the North Carolinians. Several of them, Carly in the pink in the middle, she is a president of her club, and then Bill has been a past president of his club. So several presidents were on this climb. Union Cafe, or Union Coffee. This is I guess tradition for all the Rotarian groups that go to do this climb. Everyone goes there and has coffee and cheesecake, and the coffee and the tea is amazing there. I bought several packs to bring home. This is a picture of a hardware store because one of our Rotarians, fellow Rotarians, owned a hardware store, so they took a picture of it. It was right across from Union Coffee. This is our Rotary meeting. Mama Lucy is in the middle. She actually owns the Honey Badger Lodge there, and they also provide safaris and climbs as well. So she was, I want to say, the district governor at this point. And then that guy in the background may be the president. It's hard for me to see right now. Ashley is one of the climbers from North Carolina, and it was her birthday, so their Rotarians there were nice enough to have a birthday cake for her. They were very, very nice, all of them. And they have Rotarians from the Netherlands, from England, from the US that are living in Tanzania that are part of their club. Okay, and then this is just the whole group. Now I have to tell you something. When we're sitting outside, because the meeting was outside, at one point I'm talking to one of the women there, and all of a sudden this monkey runs by. And I'm just freaking out. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's a monkey. And she just starts laughing. I said, I'm sorry, I got distracted. I need to go take a picture. And so I didn't get the picture, and I came back and I said, I'm going to get to see another one of those, right? And she just laughed at me. She's like, yeah, you'll get to see plenty of monkeys. But it was pretty amazing. This is the Honey Badger Lodge. These are the kids that either live in the neighborhood or are in an orphanage that's down the street from us. And of course, they were really sweet, and they came out, and we got to visit the orphanage on the last day. Okay, so this is Kilimanjaro, and the mountain to the right of it is Mwanzi. And that mountain, we saw a lot of that as we were climbing up. And Mwenzi is the 3rd highest peak in Africa, Mount Kenya being the 2nd. And it is still 16,893 feet. This is some of the food. All the food there was amazing, by the way. Yeah. So, so we're on our drive to Kilimanjaro, and so we stop at this. I guess this is the grocery store that they stopped every time and picked up huge things of water. And so hoping that we might be able to use just that water and not have to treat water, but we ended up having, we didn't, the porters did treat the water.
Is that an elephant statue?
Yeah, it was a statue. We were posing with it. It wasn't real. This is one of our guides, Nico. All right, and so we just stopped at this this place in town as we're on our way up to get to basically the base of where we start our climb. And these kids, they told us, to bring out food to them at the end. They were so sweet. This is kind of that same area, and so this is us going up. We're getting higher up. This is basically the tourist sign-in where we sign in. You have to sign in at several points to prove, I guess, that you're actually ascending. And so there are several points where you sign in. This is the first point. This is Joseph, and he took Jimmy Carter up in 1988. So he's very proud of that, and as he should be. And he has done himself. He's been climbing the mountain since 1970. So they had figured with the amount of climbs he did every year, he had done about 1,000 times up that mountain. Okay, so this is the beginning. This is where we start. And again, we're doing the Rongai route. And we go through several, I think they say like 4 or 5 ecosystems as you go up. As we went up this area, it just, it was a lot of woods in this area. But as we got through that, it just became a little more lush and, green. And this is a little village that we passed. They're corn, yeah. And they had told us to bring pens and candy for the kids on the mountain, and we were wondering where we were going to see these kids, and here they are. And so they were so excited to greet us, and this is the path actually coming up to their area where they live, and that's their huts or living quarters. This is Ashley. I think she wanted to take this baby home with her. Don't think the mom would have been very happy about that. But they actually had, right beside that, they actually had a stand where they were selling things, like fruit and things like that. This kind of gives you an idea of how all the terrain was different. Sometimes you had this is what Macon, our fearless leader, calls the Stairmaster from hell, because it keeps going and going. But and this is us resting. And I think, let's see, the first day, I think we stopped probably 3 or 4 times. We didn't get to camp until after dark. The first night, the tents were a lot closer together. They ended up spreading them out quite a bit more. Everyone had their own tent. They said that they had, in the past, had, couples share tents and things, and that if one person has a bad night, they both have a bad night. So they figured everyone needs to have their own tent, so that's me and my tent.
Did you have to carry your own, or you had several?
No.
You had several guides.
Yes, porters and guides did everything, and you'll get to see some pictures of them as well. No, we were very spoiled. This is the dinner tent, and the chef is amazing. The food was great. You're just kind of surprised that on a mountain you're getting fed that well, but it was nice. That's our gear.
Everybody use the hiking sticks?
Yes, we used them the whole way. There were a couple of them that didn't use them as much in the beginning, but started using them when we got higher up. This is one of the porters or guides' tents, and this is their crew of people. It takes a lot of people to take care of just 9 climbers.
Wow.
It's amazing.
For 9 hikers?
Well, no, I take that back, because this is Simba Camp, and we actually did meet up with a bunch of other tents, so that wasn't just our crew. But you'd be surprised how many were our crew. This is some of the food.
Simple.
Yep, simple, pretty bland, but not, it's still good. Yes, this is this is Kilimanjaro, still far away. Here's the Texans.
That's the other peak that you were talking about.
That's Mwanzi right there. Yeah, we see it quite a bit as we're going up.
Okay.
These are some of the guys, and then Joseph is with them. Some of the guys from North Carolina. And this is Mark right here. He ends up having a struggle on Summit, which I'll tell you about when we get there. This is them just weighing our gear. They're very, very aware of what goes up, and then your gear has to weigh close to that coming down. They don't want trash left on the mountain. And I have to say, I did not see any trash on that mountain.
And those are the porters that are carrying it.
Yes, they are carrying everything. A lot of times they carry it on their heads like that. And the women are carrying stuff like that up there too. And they're amazing because they break down camp after we leave to start hiking. And then they pass us along the way. Yeah, and then they set up camp. And by the time we're there, and we're just exhausted, and they're, I guess, cooking and doing all sorts of other things. It's crazy. Okay, this is funny because there were 2 or 3 spots on the mountain that that they knew, the Tanzanians knew, that they could get cell service, and so they'd check in with their families, and everyone has a cell phone in Tanzania, even the is it the Maasai tribe? They even wear the traditional wear, but they still have a cell phone. This is Alan. This is what he did at every stop, no matter what. He would lie down. This is some of the beautiful different. This is called a white neck crow, I believe. And we saw a lot of those at this point still.
How big is he really?
Well, you buy very expensive boots to make sure they will last you the whole time.
Okay.
And I had a great pair of boots, and you're changing your socks. I made sure I had it. Yeah, I made sure I had several of those.
Oh, yeah.
This is Cave 1, I believe, which we stayed for the first night. This is me thinking I'm all big and bad. And I have to say, at this point, I'm still like, every day that I start out with tightness in my chest, a difficult time breathing. But as I start, going, I end up fine. I acclimate, but I have to tell you, when I start, every morning when I started, I was like, ooh, I'm not going to make it. But, yes, yeah, we would have acclimation walks every time we'd hit our new base camp. Or, yeah, we would have a walk. And probably about 30 minutes. These are 3 of the guides. The guy on the left, Emmanuel, you have to know him because he's the one that got me up the mountain. Very important. This is Carly. This is one of the caves. She's sticking her head up through a hole in the cave. And this is Carly and Elizabeth. Here's the mountain from our camp. Yeah, close.
Are you having flashbacks?
I tell you, when I was putting this together, I was like, oh my gosh. This is the dinner tent, breakfast tent. This is camp life. We're above those are clouds. We're above the clouds now.
Pretty nice chairs.
Yeah, everything was nice.
Light. Those are
Why don't
really
they just
nice.
leave them at different?
I'm sorry?
Good job.
What elevation?
Okay, let's see. This is, I think, 9,000 something. No, it might be 11,000. I think it's 11,000. This is one of our acclimation walks Joseph took us on. He did a really great job as we were going up the mountain, showing us, plants and caves and different things. He's wonderful.
Any wild poisonous snakes or animals?
I didn't see any. And he would sing English Christmas songs all the time.
Wow.
Don't know why, but he's learned a lot of Christmas songs, and he sings them and he whistles all the way.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where is that, a cave?
Yeah, that was one of the, it was just amazing. This is our group. That sock monkey came all the way up the mountain with me.
I was going to say, it's all on your back.
Yeah.
Monkey on your back.
Yep, that's exactly right. This is another acclimation walk. We're on, yeah, this is when we're around 12,000, almost 13,000 feet. And this acclimation climb was a little, right here you're having to kind of go over boulders and things like that, but then you get to this, and this is kind of what we did for another 30 minutes, just getting used to the elevation. Oh, you're going to see some of the women with stuff on their heads. Look how much that is. They're just doing it like no big deal. Passing us, by the way. So we get up to the top, and that's Mwanzi across from us, and then the clouds you can see and the sunrise. And then here I am looking miserable because I feel miserable.
Your leg is dragging.
I am hurting in the biggest way.
Leaning on two sticks.
Leaning, big time. And
Watch the sun come up.
I'm sorry?
You don't need to watch that, though. You're up.
It was beautiful. Again, it's just one of those moments where you just like, you try to take it in and not feel sorry for yourself at that moment. So I got to Gilman's Point. That's the first of 3 summits. We didn't know that we had 3 summits we were going.
Wow.
So this is the first of 3 summits, and it's considered summiting. So I could have turned around. I should have turned around. I now know that in hindsight. But I could have turned around at this point. We actually passed a group. This is when we passed the group. Is right before here. It's just a bunch of just huge boulders that you're going over. And we passed some people from the Netherlands, and one guy was really struggling. And so when they got up there, I asked them what they were going to do. And they said thought they would go on to Stella's Point, but they were pretty sure they weren't going to Uhuru, which is the highest peak. And but they were fine with just being at Gilman's, and I should have been fine. But this is Stella, and this is Uhuru. This is the roof of Africa. And then got my little Melissa Rotary up there. And then this is the group that actually made it up there all together, and they had the sign with all the donors.
This
then-
is the group that was with you that you
Yes.
got left behind.
Yes, that left me. So
That's snow.
this is the top. This is it's pretty cool, yeah. And these are there's Mwanzi way off.
Now, did you actually have to climb through any of the snow?
No,
Okay.
no. When we went, we didn't. There are other times when people climb when they are going through snow, or it may be snowing, but we did not. So so let's see. So I made it to the top, and I didn't make it down until 1:30. So I was on the mountain for 14 hours. And everyone had been down for a few hours. I mean, I really struggled. When I was coming back, I was just putting my foot where Emmanuel's was, just trying to get down. And at one point, when we're coming down, we're probably about halfway down, we can see some of the guys looking up at us and kind of, wondering, what if they need to be up there or not. And they ended up meeting us as we kept going down. They ended up meeting us at a certain point. They brought pineapple juice. A Rotary group met them at the bottom of the climb, which was amazing, and gave them honey that they make, and made sure that Cindy and I had some, even though we weren't there, which was really nice. So this is Emmanuel. He's the one that got me up the mountain and down. Swear he was my savior. This is Nico. I gave him my Arizona State hat.
You talked about pineapple juice. Is there something significant about pineapple juice?
I don't know, but that was something that, yeah, I'm sure it has
Okay.
rejuvenating elements.
How
I
much
don't know.
money did y'all raise?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. Total, I'm not sure. I just wrote down mine, 5,840.
Wow.
But I think total we raised about, I want to say it's about 50,000. So we did really well. And then this is my proof that I made it. So as I'm passing Stella Point on my way to Uhuru Point, there is this trail, and I kid you not, it looks like a dirt trail coming up a mountain. Looks like an easy dirt trail coming up a mountain. I said, what is that? Where are they coming from? He said, that's the Machame route. I said, why are we on this route where we're climbing over boulders and, having to go up all the scree, and he just kind of looks at me. He said, "That's the route making picked." And I was just thinking to myself, and there were so many people that had so much energy at the top, and I was wondering why. And then I realized, I'm like, wait a minute, I could have taken another route up here. Anyway, these are all some of the drinks that we partook in, and this is at Springlands again. And then we ended up doing a 3-day safari afterwards, which was also amazing. So
Oh, do you have to come back and show us your
That's my
pictures
trip.
of the safari?
you guys are gonna get tired of me.
No.
It's actually a fascinating,
Yeah.
fascinating
Now, would you do
story.
it again?
I can tell you right afterwards, I said no. And I don't know if it's like, I don't have children, so I don't know if it's like giving birth when you immediately say no and then you forget how bad the experience is. Because lately, Alan has brought up going the Machame route and doing it. Because the Machame route is also longer. It's 7 days, so you have more time to acclimate. Some of the Rotarians are talking about, in fact, they have a crew going this year doing base camp of Mount Everest, getting to base camp.
Wow.
And they asked if I wanted to do it. I said, I have no desire, none. That mountain scares me.
Yeah,
It has way too many.
Yeah, there's no easy
No, there's no easy way. And it's,
way to do that.
yeah, I have no desire.